Hey, Ryan Black, real estate investor here, and in today's crazy real estate story, I want to talk to you about the squatters we had living in one of our rental properties. So this was back in the wintertime, and it was snowing. So it was middle of winter. Actually, that winter it hadn't really snowed that much, so it was a little unique. But we had a big storm come through one weekend, and luckily our property manager had gone by the following day to check on something else, and he noticed that the not the curtains, the blinds were closed on one of the units that was vacant. And now he always leaves the blinds wide open on all the vacant units and that's a strategic thing, so that he can just drive by the properties and see if there's a squatter. Because if there's a squatter in there, they close the blinds because they don't want anyone to see them. So he instantly knew somebody either has been in this unit or is in this unit because the blinds were closed. And so he got out of his truck and walked around the building and remember, there was a big storm the night before, so there was fresh snow, and saw a broken window and then a bunch of footprints leading up to the window from the street. So he's like, oh, okay, great. So obviously the storm, saw this vacant place or figured it was vacant, busted the window and came in to spend the night in the empty apartment to get out of the snow. So he has, obviously the master key. So he took his key, went, unlocked, and just threw the door open. Our manager, he's a great guy. I love him. He has a personality. So when he threw that door open, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "What on earth are you doing?" And he started going ballistic. He said it was the funniest thing he's ever seen, because there were these people there. He said there was about 5 people in there, and they were all on the floor, and they just instantly flew off the floor because they were asleep. Flew off the floor, and they were it was utter chaos. They were running around, running into each other. One runs out the back door, one dived out the window that they'd broken. They took off. And he called the police and let them know what had happened. They came, they filed a report, breaking and entering, and there was the vandalism. They were homeless people that had just been passing through, and so there wasn't really anything we could do about it. We had our handyman swing by and patch up the window and fix it, and so that it wasn't a big deal, and cleaned up the inside so it was ready to rent again. But that was a really a funny experience. And what's interestingly enough is, so that unit then got rented. But a little while later, so this was in a building that's a duplex, right? So there's 2 units, and they're side by side, and then underneath the duplex is a laundry room in the basement. So there's some storage, there's storage closets, and then the laundry, the communal laundry in the basement. And so the tenant that lived above that half of the duplex where the laundry room was, she started complaining, and she said, "I'm hearing noises. I'm hearing noises underneath my unit at night. And I don't know if it's animals or what it is, but I'm hearing things. Can you check it out?" And so the manager went by, and sure enough, there were homeless people living in the laundry room underneath her unit. And so once again, my manager had some fun and, shoot them away. And the thing is, the city where we have this, where we've got this rental, there is a lot of homelessness, but there are huge resources. There are massive resources provided by nonprofit organizations, as well as by the city itself and the county, for providing for the homeless. So I don't want you to think that I'm super heartless or something. There are great resources. They're available to anyone and everyone. They have drug rehabilitation programs. They have food programs. They have housing. They've got all these things. We've actually, some of the tenants that we've picked up in that city, we've gone to that program and got them from there. So they were previously they were homeless, and then we gave them a place to live. So I don't have anything against homeless people. It's just, when they're causing vandalism and problems to our properties, that's a challenge. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do everything legally. We take good care of people, but we got to make sure that we protect our business and protect the families. Like this lady, she's a single mom, had a couple young kids, and she was pretty nervous of what was going on underneath where she was living because she could hear stuff going on. And so, anyways, manager went and got in there, got him out, and so I got a call from him, and he said, Ryan, we need to put a lock on the laundry room door because we got people living down there. And so a couple days later, went down and we threw on just a keypad lock. It's you punch in the numbers, a mechanical lock, so you don't have to worry about it running out of batteries. Put a mechanical lock on the door, and ever since then, magically, we've never had any problems of anybody squatting in the laundry room. You hear all these stories about crazy things that happen with rental properties, and trust me, we have more crazy things that have happened at those rental properties. I'll save those stories for another day. But it's always an adventure. It's a lot of fun, and when you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of money and provide for your family. But it really is a lot of fun, and we just have to smile because every day is a new adventure as a real estate investor.